At 0407 hours, deep in the Western Pacific, a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier is already fully awake. No land in sight. No pause in operations. Over 5,000 sailors are spread across the ship right now, on watch, on the flight deck, inside reactor spaces, and below, deck and compartments that never see daylight. Every reactor is live. Every radar is scanning. Every system is operating at combat readiness. This ship will not pull into port tonight. This crew will not rotate home next week. For months, this carrier will function as a self-contained city at sea, isolated, crowded, and operating without margin for error. There are no weekends here, no reset button. One mistake doesn't cause inconvenience. It creates casualties. This is not a highlight reel. This is not about fighter jets launching into the sky. If you follow Navy recon, you already know. We don't speculate. We explain how the system actually works. And once you understand that system, you'll never look at an aircraft carrier the same way again. The floating city reality. An aircraft carrier in the United States Navy is more than just a ship. It is a movable, independent platform that can carry out continuous military operations wherever on Earth. Between 5,000 and 6,000 sailors reside on board during deployment. They work as deck crews, engineers, nuclear technicians, cooks, pilots, maintainers, medical personnel, intelligence specialists, and command staff. Each of them has a certain role. The success of the mission is intimately related to each role. No room is left unused. There isn't any extra capacity. Sleeping below deck. Controlled deprivation. The first cost is sleep. Sailors that are enlisted do not have private rooms. A lot of crew members sleep in the berthing compartments. The sailors' racks are 72 inches long and 26 inches wide, and the mattress is 3 inches thick. There are 3 racks high. The bottom and middle racks have 20 inches of space between them. Can't sit up straight, can't stretch all the way, can't get away from noise. These racks are called coffin racks. The lights are always on, ventilation that is always on hums. People are always moving because the carrier never stops. Shift conflict is normal. Watch rotations are not all at the same time. One sailor ends his watch at midnight and goes back to sleep. Another person wakes up around 0400 hours to take over their post. One person works at night and sleeps throughout the day. That means that someone is always going in or out of the compartment. Personal space does not exist. Each sailor is issued one locker, approximately 10 inches wide, 22 inches deep, and 41 inches tall. Everything they own for the entire deployment must fit inside. Uniforms, boots, hygiene items, personal mementos. That locker is their only personal territory. Bathrooms are shared, showers are timed, privacy is non-existent. This is not accidental. It is the cost of operating a warship at scale. Better Fords, evolution with control. The Navy is aware of these problems. The new Ford-class carriers offer smaller sleeping spaces, connected bathrooms, better ventilation and climate control, more places to have fun, and bigger gyms. These changes don't look good. Feeding warships, industrial logistics. Hunger makes stress worse. An aircraft carrier eats 17,000 meals every day because it is always busy. There are 90 to 115 qualified professionals in the culinary field that work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have 5 to 7 galleys. With industrial-grade systems, 80-gallon kettles, multi-rack ovens, 60-pound dough mixers, and lines for cleaning that work on their own. Not food from the cafeteria, fuel that is regulated for nutrition. It's really important to keep track of your calories. Men in the Navy can only eat 2,850 calories, and women can only eat 2,100. For each meal, the amount of fat, salt, and protein, allergies, and religious constraints are figured up. Everything is planned out. To keep things fresh, the menus change every 21 days. Morale meals planned out in a smart way. Food at sea. Supply ships bring supplies every 7 to 10 days. Both containers can hold up to 1 million pounds of food. No ports, no docks, no breaks. First, fresh food goes away. It got cold, then put it in a can. The bakery keeps going. Bread that is still warm, cookies that are still warm is important. Hierarchy works. There is a ranking for dining. Wardroom officers have lunch. Mess with chief petty officers. Most of the sailors in the main galley signed up. No favoritism. Institutional hierarchy is based on responsibility, authority, and accountability. You have to work for rank. Next come the privileges. This construction puts together a closed system. The new normal is how long deployments last. The Navy used to want 6-month deployments. Not standard anymore. Modern deployments can span 7, 8, 9, or more months. During COVID-19, one carrier was deployed for 321 days. the longest since Vietnam. In 2024, another carrier fought in the Red Sea for 275 days. While flying full-flight operations at war speed, this crew stopped more than 100 drones, dozens of cruise missiles, and other ballistic threats. Mental health that is ready to work. Modern airlines have licensed clinical social workers, civilian therapists, chaplains, and programs to help people deal with stress. Some deployments include dogs who help with facilities. The internet is important. Send an email, video calls, less social media. Being connected makes failure less likely. Health, routine, and sanity. Carrier gyms are usually open all the time. There are 9 workout areas on some ships. MWR programs set up fitness challenges, sports competitions, and runs on the flight deck. Movies, libraries, and games. You need to be fit. Survival in the mind. Work never ends. The Air Wing has the support of at least 2,500 individuals. Others are in charge of engineering, weapons, medicine, command, and navigation. Every morning, there are ship cleaning stations. All crew members, 1 hour, because a clean ship is safe. Always practicing. Flood, fire, chemical, nuke. One of the most dangerous locations to work in the world is on a flight deck. Operations are always going on. They know what they have to do. They know that carriers stop things from getting worse. They realize that shipping channels stay open because they exist. Air Wing, power when you need it. There are 2,500 sailors in the carrier Air Wing. They keep planes in good shape, arm them, fuel them, launch them, and bring them back all day and night. Fighter jets take off every few minutes during surges. Every launch is planned out. Every recovery is exact. Inches and seconds are the error margins. Unify the strike group. The carrier is never alone. The center of a carrier strike group moves. Guided missile cruisers and destroyers can fight in the air, on the ground, and at sea. There are hidden submarines working under the formation. Logistics ships are behind. Surveillance planes can have sensors that can reach hundreds of miles. Layered protection keeps the carrier safe. All ships help build a shared operational picture. Early threats are found. Responses that are in sync right away. Real-world intercepts. Carriers have been under constant threat in recent deployments. A group of drones, missiles that cruise, paths of ballistic missiles. Crews often stop targets, sometimes every day. Combat information centers keep an eye on hundreds of contacts. Radar operators have to pay attention for hours. Weapons officers get involved fast. Missiles launch right away. Under attack, operations continued. Long-term warfare puts a lot of stress on all systems. Aircraft fly every day. Jet maintenance workers are always on call to get planes ready, changing engines, fixed avionics. Weapons are ready to go. Changes to the flight schedule in real time. When they can, sailors sleep. Meals are fast. You can't get rid of fatigue. You can only manage it. The ship goes swiftly. The mission determines the pace. Always ready to fix things. Every sailor is a firefighter. Every sailor learns how to deal with damage. There is firefighting gear all over the ship. Repair lockers with staff. Flood exercises are still going on. People learn how to use chemical and biological defenses. Sailors respond quickly to alarms. There are no questions. They do it. Operation Joint. Carrier operations almost never happen by themselves. Ships, Marines, and Air Forces from the Allies take part in exercises and missions. Marines are part of expeditionary strike teams. Marines who are deployed always have help. They are covered by Navy aviation. They are safe because of the surface ships. They get help with logistics. They work inside a framework for reinforcement, extraction, and overwatch. No one is in danger. Endurance with weapons. Global reach without asking. Aircraft carriers work in waters that are not owned by any one country. They don't need basing rights. They don't need runways in other countries. They have their own airfields, hospitals, logistics hubs, and command centers. Because that ability is one of a kind. Integration of alliances. Carrier operations are not often one-sided. U.S. carriers often train with navies from other countries. Combined task forces share airspace, information, and mission goals. This integration makes relationships stronger in both visible and practical ways. It shows that it works with other systems in real life. Allies know they are safe. Enemies know that more than one country will respond. The price of being ready. There is a price for everything that was spoken. Things break down faster. Sailors' deployments might last from months to a year. Families deal with the loss. Afterward, ships need a lot of upkeep. The Navy is okay with this cost because the other option is being vulnerable strategically. Being ready costs a lot of money, but not being ready is a disaster. The human part. Sailors are at the heart of all this. A lot of them, putting in a lot of time at work, sleeping in small spaces, dealing with stress, keeping things in order. They don't think of themselves as heroes. They think of themselves as professionals. They don't care about getting credit. They care about getting things done. They know that the mission needs constancy, not show, re-enlistment, and keeping. Even if things are tough, a lot of sailors choose to re-enlist. They do it because they have a reason, because of pride, because they trust the individuals next to them. They have seen the system work when it is under stress. Why the crew stays. The question still stands, despite months at sea, missing deadlines, and persistent stress. Why put up with it? Because sailors know what's at stake. They recognize that visible, credible power is what keeps the world stable. They know that being there is important. They realize that the mission goes on, no matter how hard it is. Life aboard an aircraft carrier is not designed for comfort. It is designed for endurance. Sailors sleep in confined spaces. They work relentless schedules. They operate dangerous systems under stress. They remain isolated from home for months, and yet the system functions. The ship sails. The mission holds. If you were responsible for that balance, what would you prioritize first? Crew rotation, forward presence, or escalation control?